Hello everybody and welcome to the March Tech Talk as you enter the Zoom session. We'll just give it a moment for everybody to have a chance to enter. It just takes a little bit of time once we've opened the broadcast. So just give that a minute or two. Hello and welcome as you're entering. Just giving it a moment for everyone to have a chance to enter the webcast. Okay, looks like we've stopped having new entrants, so we'll kick off now. Thanks and welcome along to the March Tech Talk. It's a great pleasure to welcome Sam Hassan, who's the Chief Technology Officer with Link4, and he's going to talk to us today about e-invoicing. So it's actually a pretty important conversation to be had. Before we kick things off, I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping with you around how to ask questions, etc., within the Zoom environment. So you'll see that you have a toolbar, and I can see Marie's already figured out that you can raise your hand to ask a question, but we're actually going to try and keep those captured within the Q&A environment. So you've got the chat option there, the raise hand option there, and the Q&A. So it's best if we capture them in the Q&A facility. That way I can capture and publish those questions post the event. We are recording this event today, and you will be given a copy of this when I've had a chance to download that and put it up to the website. So watch this space. So as I mentioned, we've got the chat facility. That if you could just leave that if you're having technical difficulties, use the chat facility. But as I mentioned before, please use the Q&A facility for those actual questions. Now, Sam's actually indicated he's happy to receive the questions as we progress throughout the webinar. So if you type them there when I have an opportunity, I'll just relay those questions to Sam for him to address those for you. Okay, so that's just an example of the screen you'll see when you're typing a question. And without further ado, I'll hand over to Sam. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming today, Sam.
Everyone, thank you so much, and thanks for everyone who's on the call today or in the webinar today. It's definitely not the usual circumstances everywhere, but I think it's a good time for us all to use Zoom and other technologies like this in a different way. So I will start sharing my screen. Rashadi, I need to start sharing my screen. Can you please stop sharing yours? Thank you.
We can see that screen there now, Sam.
Great, that's it, great. So what is e-invoicing? I'm sure that you have heard of e-invoicing before. There's a lot of discussions happening around e-invoicing, and even the government is talking more about it now. But let me start by introducing Aaron. Aaron is a restaurant owner in CPD Adelaide. We are in Adelaide, we started from Adelaide. And basically his wife is doing the books. She spends like 2 hours every night doing the invoice data entry into the accounting software. Aaron and others might be your customers. This is their usual day-to-day activity. They lose at least that time from family, and they can spend it in a better way. But at the same time, you can meet Renee. She's a small business owner, and she has to chase her invoices with different government departments or customers to get paid and maintain her cash flow. Those are the types of businesses who get benefits out of using Link4, out of using e-invoicing. So what's the problem they are facing? They are facing incorrect information getting into their accounting software. They are getting invoices maybe sent to the wrong person, and they need to keep chasing those invoices. And the thing is, each and every business are receiving invoices on a daily basis, and they have to deal with them. I understand that there are solutions in the market available now to scan PDF invoices or extract the information from PDFs, but that's usually not accurate enough. And at the same time, there's a human element where someone should sit there and review all those invoices to make sure they are correct. So why e-invoicing, or what is e-invoicing, and is PDFs part of e-invoicing? Actually, no, PDFs are not e-invoicing. Over the last few years, when we started creating Link4 as a solution for e-invoicing, when we start talking to small businesses, they say, yeah, e-invoicing, we do that. We send the invoice as a PDF. But that's not an invoice. So the current experience the businesses are dealing with is they go to their accounting software, they generate an invoice, but they have to send this invoice either by print and mail, fax, or attach it to an email with a PDF file. As you can see here, the processing costs of paper invoices is $30 per invoice. And for PDF invoices, it's $27. And for e-invoice, it's just $9 as cost for processing an e-invoice. And the source for this statistics or numbers is the ATO website. So what are the benefits of e-invoicing? Improved cash flow, easier processing and cost saving definitely, fewer errors, direct and secure, and available for every business size. When we talk about them, let's talk about processing the invoice. When you receive an e-invoice, it's basically an invoice that went into your accounting software without having to do any data entry. And I will show you now, and I will show you in a couple of slides how this is going to happen. But again, the benefits for the economy, for e-invoicing, the government expects that it's going to save $1.2 billion on daily basis. And over the next 10 years, it's going to be over $30 billion. And again, the source is the ATO. So one of the businesses who have used e-invoicing is BOC Gas, which is one of the biggest gas companies. They are sending invoices to different types of businesses. And after using e-invoicing, they can see 50% improvement in late payments. If this is happening for an organization like BOC Gas, this is going to be the same case for small and medium businesses when they send their e-invoices as well. Why? Because it's more convenient. We have seen users or customers paying their invoices sometimes same day or next day, just because it's easy for them to process this invoice compared to others that come through the email, because this one is already in their accounting software. And when they come through, when they prepare their payments, they can easily process this one compared to others where they have to do the manual data entry of the invoice into their accounting software. You can see more details about this case study on link4.com.eu. There is a BOC case study where you can see more information about the benefits or value features that they have been seeing from using e-invoicing. Now, for sure, your customers or your the business, small and medium businesses you are dealing with are dealing, some of them will be dealing with the government. Since 1st of January this year, the government promised to pay e-invoices in 5 days, and that's for the contracts under $1 million. That announcement came from Department of Finance. You can see the reference down there, and I can share the reference with everyone if needed. And we have been delivering e-invoices for small and medium businesses to the government since that time. And the businesses can see the value of getting paid in 5 days after creating their invoice, compared to at least 30 days after the invoice approval date, and sometimes even more than that. So getting paid in 5 days from government is a big difference or big step for small businesses to improve their cash flow. Can I start sending e-invoices now? The simple answer is yes. We started Link4 to help small and medium businesses to solve this problem for them 3 years ago. Our idea at that time, or the idea we started with, was our discussion with small and medium businesses like Aaron, who said, can you help us with this problem? Can you deliver the invoices straight away to our accounting software without having to go through PDFs or review what's coming through, because sometimes they cannot get all the line items of an invoice. So we have created Link4, and all the accounting packages that you can see on the screen can now use Link4 to send and receive e-invoices. We have more than 3,000 businesses already using Link4 in Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. As you can see here on the screen, we are accredited service provider by the ATO, the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment in New Zealand, and IMDA in Singapore. Let me quickly touch up on how e-invoicing works. As you can see here on the slide, the supplier software, that could be Xero, Maya, QuickBooks, whatever, will be connected to what's called an access point, which is an e-invoicing solution like Link4. We follow standards called PEPL. Those standards are global standards now, started in Europe years and years ago, and adopted by Australia as well. So Link4 will act as the access point, could be for the supplier or for the customer, or for both of them in some cases. The supplier will go into Xero. They will create the invoice. The invoice will go through to Link4. Link4 will deliver that to the receiver access point or the buyer access point, which will deliver this invoice to the buyer software. Let's say we are talking about the government here. Link4 currently deliver invoices into Department of Human Services, Department of Employment, Department of Finance, and New South Wales government. So if any of your small and medium businesses use Xero or Maya or any other package, they can sign up to Link4 today and start. We can deliver their invoices to the government and they get paid faster. Happy customers. This is some of the feedback we got from the customers who are using the solution. One of the main differences that we can see Link4 can offer to the users against others, and I'm going to other scanning PDF apps, is with those apps you can only receive the invoice. In most cases, they are not accurate with line items, so they either add the invoice as just one line item, or even if they do the line items, you have to check the line items one by one. With e-invoicing, you don't have to do that because the invoice data is coming from the software and delivered through a software. So there is no space for errors. The customers are happy because it's efficient, time saver for them, and you don't have to keep tracking the invoice if it was delivered or not, because you will be able to see that status, the status of the invoice in Link4 straight away. Some of the clients or partnerships who are using Link4 now, as I said, in Australia, Department of Human Services, Employment, Finance, New South Wales Government, but also businesses like BOC Gas, C&W, PFD Foods are using Link4 to deliver their invoices to small businesses or from small businesses to the government. We have strong partnerships with different software solutions like MYOB, IBM, and OpenText, which is in the enterprise space. So our team is here in Australia, based in Adelaide, because one of the challenges I believe you might be facing soon is some providers from overseas are going to start moving to the market, and you want to make sure that your information and data is secured and stored in Australia, not anywhere else. And at the same time, the support team and the development team and the whole team, you're working on your offering the service is in Australia. So I started Link4 with Robin Sand 3 years ago. We have been working together in different businesses, and our team, as you can see in the picture, all here in Australia. I'm happy to take some questions now. Thank you, Rochelle, for that. I'll stop sharing my screen. I will send back the screen to you.
Thanks for that, Sam.
Thank you.
So how, does the setup look like? Is it possible to demonstrate that?
Yes, sure. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you,
Yes.
yep.
I'm trying to share my screen just in a second. So you can start using Link4 by just going to our website, link4.com.au.
Yep.
The sign-up process starts with just filling this form, and I will just jump this step. So when you fill this form, you fill the form here, you will go to Link4 dashboard.
Yep.
The first step will be connecting your software, so you can log into, when you log into your Xero or Myop or whatever, you can just click on Xero, and this will take you to your Xero account. As soon as you add your username and password and authorize Link4, that's it, you are connected. You don't have to do anything else.
Wow, that's nice and straightforward. So what's the medium by which it's actually shared, Sam?
So when you do that, Link4 is connected to your Xero account, where you give us permission to access the invoices and purchases section only, nothing else. And when you go to your Xero, create an invoice, it will be delivered to the customer on the other side. I can show you a complete demo now. I wasn't preparing for that, but let me do it, if you don't mind.
That'll be great. And just while you're going there, we've got a question from Deborah around how does Link4 help facilitate matching income invoices with purchase orders in the accounting software?
So that depends on the accounting software. If the accounting software offer purchase orders facility, the invoice number will be matched to the purchase order, but not the line items yet. This should still happen in your accounting software if your accounting package is matching the purchase order line items to the invoice line items. We can see that this is happening soon, and we are working on that. Actually, in Link4, we deliver on not just the invoices, we deliver invoices, credit notes, and purchase orders. But at this stage, through the e-invoicing framework or the e-invoicing standards, it's not included yet. You cannot deliver purchase order through the framework yet. It's going to happen very soon, and it's going to be part of the features we are offering to the users.
Okay, so even if, say, business to business transaction as opposed to business to government, if I've set this up, it will send directly into my client's software package.
Yes.
How does that work if they're not connected?
So actually, the customer and the supplier, if they are not connected to the e-invoicing framework, if they are just using Link4, we can deliver the invoice, or we are delivering the invoices between different accounting packages already. So if you are using a Xero Myop, I will show you now. Just I need a minute to.
We can't see your screen at the moment.
I'm just
FYI.
preparing my accounts, and I will share my screen in a minute.
Great. Okay. While you're doing that, we've got another query from Lucy Lee, and she's asking: if it's only for the government agencies, or is it for anyone who has the Link4 application?
It will be for well, the e-invoicing framework is standards for everyone. Anyone can utilize that now. But we understand that the government is driving this as an initiative for now. The government only is ready, but we can see other organizations coming ready soon. So others coming to use Link4 as well. But you can sign up today to Link4 and invite your customers and suppliers, and we will deliver the invoice for you as well. It's a little bit tricky, I understand, but because it's still early, not a lot of businesses utilizing this so far, and the main entity utilizing that is the government. Let me start sharing my screen again. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Thanks, Sam. I can hear the difficulties of working from home in your background there, Sam.
So the user will create the invoice in their zero as usual, nothing different. And just mark it as done. At this stage, link 4 will basically work in the background to get that invoice into the system, which usually takes a couple of minutes. This is link 4 dashboard, where the users can see their customers and suppliers, the invoices and purchases they have processed through link 4, and even featured businesses who are using link 4 directly or even available through the e-invoicing framework. One of the main features we have in link 4 is we don't allow anyone to send and receive invoices. You have to accept the connection if it's coming through link 4. So you know that your customer or your supplier have accepted to exchange invoices electronically with you, which will stop any fake invoices from going through the system, which is not the same case with extracting in data from PDFs, because the PDF can be a fake invoice anyway. So if I go to the invoices section, I see the invoice that I have just created now, and it's delivered my customer now using QuickBooks, and the invoice will go straight away to the expenses section. I just need to refresh. Yes, and the invoice is delivered now. So there is no manual data entry. There is no need to check. The invoice will be allocated properly to your account. If you would like to see who is on the network or who's connected, or even you can invite others, there is in the customers page, we basically synchronize your contacts from your accounting software. And if any of them is using link 4, you can see them in the featured section, featured customers, or even others who are not on link 4, or even the ones who are connected already. If you would like to connect with someone or invite someone, you just need to invite them, and this will basically send an email to them with a link that will allow them to join link 4 and start exchanging invoices with you. So simply, you don't need to do more than just connecting your software and start sending the invoices or receiving the invoices from your accounting package. You don't have to come back to link 4 if you don't want to, but there are more features in link 4 that you can get benefit of using, like permissions or approval process. So you can get the invoice to be delivered into link 4 first, and you can review the invoice first before it goes to your accounting software. Or even if your customer is a medium-sized business where they need more than one step to approve the invoice, they can still use that feature in link 4 as well. In order to make that, to give the user more control over link 4, we allow you to select if you would like link 4 to send your invoices out or receive your invoices in. And you can even select sending your invoices to specific customers or receiving invoices from specific suppliers, but not from everyone. As part of the invoicing requirements by the ATO, we have to go through this step, which is the KYC, or Know Your Customer, where the business is needed to upload one of the documents that prove the business identity and the person who's creating this account. So we make sure that no one is creating any fake invoices or pretending to be the ATO and sending you a fake invoice for some cases, as you have seen the scam that's happening recently about the ATO, or even other businesses where someone can just imitate their invoice template. So that doesn't happen with e-invoicing as well. Thank you.
We have had another question, is link 4 application subscription basis?
Yes, and because we started link 4, looking for it to help small and medium businesses we made link 4 with a free plan that includes 10 transactions. So you can send or receive, you can sign up today, send or receive 10 invoices for free. But if you can't see the benefits of using link 4 or using e-invoicing, then you need to start upgrading to the next plan. We also have a partner program for accountants and bookkeepers, where we understand that you are advising your customers about such issues, and you can join our partner program. So you get incentives for referring more users to link 4. So if you would like to sign up as an accountant or bookkeeper, just go to our website under accountant and bookkeepers and create a new account. This account will allow you to add your customers within your plan and even access their accounts if you need to. Feel free to talk to our live chat team or live chat support team through our website, and they are going to be happy to answer all your questions or even help you through the sign-up process.
So that was Deborah's question around a partner platform for BAS agents to manage the clients.
Yes. So if you sign up as an accountant or bookkeeper, you will be able to access your customers' accounts and even process their transactions if you have to.
Great. Another one from Celia. If someone you have sent an invoice to changes their permissions to say not receiving invoices, will you be advised of this, or will you just assume they've received something that they've not received?
No, in case of, like, if you have sent an invoice, you can go to my invoices page and you can see the status of the invoice. So if it's delivered, this means it's delivered into the customer accounting software. If it's not delivered for whatever reason, you will see a message here that says it's not delivered. And then you can see the invoice details for the reason why it was not delivered. But our team will basically look at those issues immediately and find out why it was not delivered. If the customer from their side have decided not to receive invoices from the supplier, you will get a notification by email as well to confirm the status of the invoice. With each and every transaction, we send a notification email to confirm that the invoice was sent, delivered to the customer. And you can also manage the notifications from the settings section, because we understand that some businesses send a lot of invoices on a daily basis, and they don't want to get a notification email with each and every transaction, but they can get a daily report or even a weekly report based on their preference. With the purchases, with the invoices or purchases, you will always have a copy of the invoice PDF in link 4. And we also deliver the invoice PDF into your accounting package. So if you would like to confirm or compare the PDF to the invoice details, you still can do that within your accounting package as well. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, it doesn't look like there are at this stage, Sam, but if something comes up in the future, please just email membership@aat.org.au and we can forward those queries on to Sam.
Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for all who are on the call now. Please feel free to go to our website, create a new account. If it's free, you can start using link 4 for free. If you have any questions, please talk to our live support team, or feel free to send an email to me. Rochelle will have my contact details. If anyone would like to get even another demo or in-depth demo, or even if you have any questions. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Sam. I've actually just had another one come in from Julie, and she's unclear about the non-link customers. So I think perhaps somebody who's not subscribed.
Yeah, so if someone is not subscribed to link 4, you can invite them to subscribe first. But with the e-invoicing framework, which is growing now in Australia and New Zealand, more and more businesses will be active even without the need for inviting them to join.
Does that answer your question, Julie? Nothing further from Julie there at this stage, Sam.
Yeah.
So we might wrap that up. And do you want to just give attendees a good contact phone number for any further queries they might have?
Sure. Feel free to call me on 0411 7 000 76 0411 7 000 76. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Sam. Well, thank you to, oh, hang on, we've got a few more just flowing in.
Great.
Julie said, no, she's still not clear. What about one-off private non-business customers?
So if they are not using link 4 and you have invited them and they didn't want to use the software, the invoice will go to them as an email with a PDF attached.
Okay, which probably answers this one, because Deborah wanted to know if you can still send invoices to customers without accounting software.
Yes.
They would just receive it as a PDF
Yes.
attached to an email. Yep. Lynn would like to know if they'd have access to sending their own invoices as part of the partner program, or do they need to pay the subscription?
Feel free to send this question to me by email, and we are looking forward to make that available for accountants and bookkeepers to help them during this hard time with everything. But yeah, we are happy to look at that. Please, if you are interested, send me an email. We can make that happen for you.
Okay, Sam. Well, perhaps it's best if those queries go directly to you. What's the best email address?
Sam, SAM, @link4.com.au.
Okay, fantastic. I'll just give that a couple of seconds to see if there's any other queries coming through. And it doesn't look like there are. I think we've given everybody adequate contact details for you there, Sam. So if they would like any further detail at this point, they can certainly reach out. But again, I thank you for your time today, and congratulations on achieving a really efficient product.
Thank you.
And thanks also to attendees today. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Ending the webinar session now. Have a wonderful afternoon, everyone. Bye.